Joe, what are we doing here today?
We're just walking each room, each space, and identifying any things that might need touched up by the contractor.
What's up, folks? Eddie Carrington, Mayor of Flux City, and thanks for chiming in to another episode of Flux City Weekly. This week's episode, we're going to highlight the process of what we need to do when it comes to putting together a punch list and things to look out for as we, specifically for our project, come to the next to final punch list that we will eventually need to do with our GC. But a punch list is basically where we have an opportunity to walk the site and officially call out certain blemishes and issues and potential malfunctions that we in turn catch on our end that the GC might not have been able to do on their end. And this boils down to things like dents in the wall, areas that may or may not be caulked, garbage disposals that may not be working as they should, certain drainage issues, certain issues with regard to the exterior of the facility, and all of these things as a owner are things that we need to call out to the GC in order to make sure that when they hand the keys over to us, we have ourselves a buttoned up project. And in this scenario, since this is new construction, I want a brand new building. I want everything to be fresh out the package. And so making sure that the quality is there is very, very important. And this is actually one of the hardest steps in the overall process. And the reason being is fine-tuning everything and really buttoning up everything is one thing that a lot of GCs and subs think they're good at, but in actuality, they do miss a lot of things. And so when you come in from an owner's perspective and from an owner's vantage point, along with the architects that helped design the space, as you'll see in this video, we're going to come across a number of things that the GC felt was good enough, but actually it's not the case. And so follow us as we kind of start this process of our second to last punch list. And I got more to come after we highlight this first section of the video, but I really want you to just kind of walk with us as we go through this protocol of calling things out. My Architects Raptor F-150, that thing is badass. We got our latch system here. Let's see if it works. There we go. I think the elevator is working.
Oh, your real estate guy's here, by the way.
Okay.
He's showing somebody.
Okay, good. That's good to hear. Would you look at that?
Ready to move in. All the cushions up.
I have yet to ride it.
Do you have access to all the rooms?
They should all be unlocked.
Okay.
Yeah, they should all be unlocked.
Hey, I'll go in sequential order, 201, start that. Might just be best for me.
Yeah, that's
I'm going to be rocking backwards. That's fine.
So, Joe, what are we doing here today?
We're just walking each room, each space, and identifying any things that might need touched up by the contractor. Standard procedure.
So I got a question for you on this. Is that supposed to? Is there?
Well, can certainly put a door stop.
Is there supposed to be?
Hinge stop.
That doesn't seem.
Yeah,
Maybe it's okay.
No, it's gonna be a problem ultimately.
Yeah, but eventually, I mean, imagine this.
Yeah, I like the ones that are in the hinges
Yeah.
themselves, like down in that
Yeah.
corner versus out here.
You just replace this hinge pin. The pin has a little twisty thing in it, and it'll stop the door from opening to a certain dimension.
Got it.
So basically, you come and pop these out, pop a new one in, and it's an automatic stop.
Yep. I think we need that on at least these.
Yeah, why don't you put door
these
stops
units.
on, Joe?
Yeah, the general kind of thing.
This caulk shouldn't be visible. You know, it's a little thing, but it's just, if we don't point out and just say that we've seen a number of spots, because I'm sure this isn't the only unit, and you can follow that around this whole detail, even on this side. When you start to see gaps in it,
Gaps, paint,
here, that should have been caulked in better. It's an easy thing, but just gotta get it right. Still tape up top here that has to be removed.
For sure. It's a good one. Little scutcheon. Scutcheon plate's loose on that.
Yeah.
Drywall corner bead over here, and it's gonna be, it's getting mashed.
Oh yeah.
You got a brand new building here, man. I understand that stuff happens on the way out and nothing's perfect, but that's a corner bead metal channel that'll never get better. You know, so.
The base that the 3/4 inch of the topping slab, it just spilled out under the threshold.
Yep.
Yeah, we gotta.
Jiggly.
This here.
That might just be able to. Let's see if we see more of it. Let's just take a picture and identify. I mean, it could get smoothed out, a little
Yep.
file or something, but
My concern with this carpet this is just something I would like to call out, but like since this isn't glued down or anything, should I worry about this? Since this is loose here,
yeah.
should there be
I
some
don't know
type
if there's
of
like a transition strip over top.
Yeah.
I think it's a good concern. 'Cause I think it's gonna start peeling up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need a transition strip, it's right, it's metal or rubber.
I would expect new construction to be better than that, right?
Yeah, it's messed up.
A little loose. Tighten that handle for 208, I think.
Yeah. Just want to say both that.
Yeah, it might be painted shut.
All right, Eddie, if I don't see you, looking forward to hearing from you.
Sounds good, man.
Joe, the shim's still here. Just paint it right over them.
Wow. Easy fix, but
Yeah.
what are your thoughts, Vince?
I'm trying to figure out what it's doing.
It is what
it
is.
And this one, it tapers in,
Yeah.
like the ductwork would have been pushing the side of it or something.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's gonna notice it except for us.
No, to be honest, I almost wish it would have just came and lined up with the door.
Yeah.
You know, if you needed to taper it,
Yeah.
at least it looked a little more planned than arbitrary where it's at, but
I don't know. And
there's some paint issues here too. Have you seen that? Yeah, it'd be a good thing. I'm not gonna be there. I mean, it's like over that fire.
You got doctor's handwriting.
But,
Yeah, just running fast. Oh, a little bit of the concrete splashed up on here. I just need to power wash it off. This bottom of the fin, as you can see, is not level in any way.
All right, I see it.
It's really showing and telling. Siding. Perhaps they sided too far and then the metal came after. And yeah, I wouldn't want to seal that up just because that's, like I said, if any water gets behind the facade, that's where it leaks out.
Got it.
That's where it drips. So it has the ability to breathe.
Got it.
So it may be something that, yeah, you don't want to cover that up.
Got it. So the punch list process went pretty smoothly. We didn't come across a number of things that would in turn be too hard to repair or replace, but we are running into a different type of challenge, and that is getting our inspection finalized on our elevator. And we actually did get the elevator inspection completed last week, but there's one more inspection that we need to get, and that's the fire alarm inspection. And so we actually had the marshals, the fire marshals, come out to the site as well as the city inspectors, and they verified that the fire alarms are working as needed throughout the entirety of the building, with exception to one location, and this is the elevator. And so we set up this inspection for a time that would work for not only us, but the elevator company. And lo and behold, the elevator company did not show for this inspection. And this in turn caused us to not fully pass our final inspection due to the fact that the fire marshal and the city inspector needs to actually access the elevator to verify that the fire alarm within the elevator and the protocol that is required for an elevator when it comes to a fire within a facility works as described and is expected. And so, unfortunately, the elevator company did not show during this inspection. And so now we're having to re-inspect or basically reinitiate this inspection with the fire marshal as well as the city of Detroit. And these inspections aren't cheap. These inspections cost potentially thousands of dollars due to the high demand and the low staffing that the fire marshal has. And so we have to basically convince the fire marshal as well as the city inspector to come back out to the site in a very short period of time, which ultimately requires us to potentially pay overtime for these entities to appear at our site due to the amount of inspections that they're doing throughout the overall state of Michigan. And this in turn makes it harder on us as owners slash developers, specifically around the elevator completion. And we kind of refer to your elevator as the final boss of construction. And it's due to really the challenge that we continuously run into as developers, getting the elevator team and the inspection team in the GC in sync to be able to execute the build out of the elevator as well as the inspections of the elevator. And that is a bit of a dance that nobody really can explain to you. You have to literally kind of go through it yourself in order for you to really say, I get it now. Because technically, you would think that an elevator, although pretty complex equipment, should be pretty standard when it comes to installing an elevator within a facility. But there are a lot of things that you could run into when it comes to getting an elevator installed in a facility that ultimately can hold your completion date back. Fingers crossed, next week I have some good news for you, and I'll basically bite my tongue until then. But with that said, I appreciate you watching this week's episode of Flux City Weekly, and I hope to see you in the next episode.